minute, I'm only one person.
You're one important person. It's fine. So anyway, the other class, that's how they do it. And it was hard for me. I had an attendance sheet because I couldn't see the faces. I like to see you all. So we're good. And we all have the book anyway. So welcome to our third from the end, last class. And Harriet had company this weekend. And Elizabeth's off, and this is her graduation day. And I hope you found it helpful and interesting or not. I don't know. But anyway, we have 2 more classes, and I'm going to teach everyone that one last thing I was going to do next week so that Elizabeth has it all. And if this class decides they want to cut it short after next week, it's fine. I'm not upset in the least. So let's take a look at Unit 8, which we were on. We started the Via Hafta, I'm sorry, the Kaddish, pardon me, when people pass away, even though it has nothing to do with dying, but there it is. And again, it was the top part of Unit 8, page 53, was just explaining that a lot of the words in this particular prayer have the vav as the vav with an e vowel v at the beginning of the word. And it was just explaining it means and. If I understood each of the words, it would be more helpful, but it's and this, and that, and that. So it's just it's a definition part of it, just because it's a lot of these words, you know, you can see them all. It's a lot of it starts that way in each one of them. So it's and this, and that, and this, and that. So that was just the explanation. I don't think I went to last time. And we did last time look at page 54. I'm just going to skim this unit quickly for a moment, and we'll come back to it. So we know the final tsadi, which was the last letter I think we had to learn. And that was, again, the sadi looks like the sadi, except that bottom line, instead of laying itself on the bottom of the box, goes straight down. And except for the final mem, that's what all of them do. They all just kind of go longer than the box, and that the leg of the letter goes right down. Page, I'm going to just review these for a second. We don't have to read them. I mean, we could, but I don't want to take that much time doing that. Page, I just want to show you what this is. Page 55 is just, again, reviewing shin and sin, shin and sin, shin and sin. It's never right to sin. You should never sin. And so the shin is always on the right. Shema Yisrael, and there, these words. It's just, again, to take a look at those 2 letters and not confuse them, the shin and the sin. And believe it or not, I had some mistakes this morning. Not only the next page with bet and vet, but I had a woman this morning that looked at the vet and didn't see that the bottom line went across, and she thought it was a chaf. And so again, it's just a matter of remembering the letters that look similar. And so here was a review page of bet and vet. I don't think we need to do that. And there, obviously, you see the dot, you don't see the dot. It's not like you can't see the tail of a letter. The next page, page 57, I got an echo, starts with the Vayachulu. Vayachulu Vashamayim. So I'm sorry, Vayachulu and the Vishamru. And if let's just continue on for a moment, because we're stopping now, is page 58. And so again, these are 2 prayers that you know, but now you know all the letters to make them happen. So let's pick up here, rather than spend a lot of time reviewing vet and sin and shem. If you make a mistake, and we're not doing this, but go to the next page, 59, and there are, all those letters that we've learned. And again, it's a partial alphabetical summary, but that's what that page is about. And just for you to see that letter, I don't know if we won't know if you make mistakes on any of them until we read them. So let's forget that for a moment. Let's go to 58. And let's do 1 or 2 times the Vayachulu, and let's see how I wish I had time to review every single thing, but we really don't. So let's take a look at this. And again, this is reading from a Siddur, if you have the Siddur on page who knows what, because there's 100 different Siddurs. But let's take a look and let's do our practice reading now with page 58. So at least it's something that should be semi-familiar. So Janice, give it a stab. You can't do it, you should be able to read this even though we haven't done this prayer.
Vayahumu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol
Chal.
Siva
Yes, good. Oh, you'd appreciate this, Sheila. The class this morning, they went Shiva crazy too. And I chuckled. They went like, I said, look, it's universal. No one likes them. So it made me smile. I thought of you this morning. They were like, oh, yeah, another Shiva. So they're only on page 46. So they're a little behind us, but that's good. Very good. Okay, go ahead, Sarah. Susan. So Sarah.
Vayachal Elohim ba'om.
No. So
by Yom.
yes, by Yom. Excellent.
Hasha that be.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a hint. The first two letters are one syllable. Do it again.
Hash
Yes.
be ye.
Hash V-E.
Hash be malachato. Malachato.
Melachto.
Malachto.
Malachto.
Malachto. Asher asi. Asa.
What?
Asa.
Asa. Asa. Let's do that again. Well, let's just do everybody and we're going to just do the first two lines and we're going to have individual again. Vayehu hashamayim
Haaretz
v'chol seva'am vayachal Elohim Bayom Hashvi'i Melachto Asher, sorry, Asa. All right, go ahead, Michelle.
Yishbot,
Yes.
Bayom, Hashvi'i, Akal, Malachto, Asher, Asa.
Excellent. Asa. Good. Excellent. Nancy?
Vayivarech Elohim et Yom Hash. Am I sounding weird?
I don't know why, but keep going.
Hashvi'i.
Yes. Hashvi'i.
There's the Vakarosh.
Dish.
Oh, you're right. No, Dash. Vakadesh. Isn't it two dots?
It is two dots next to each other. It's an A sound.
Yeah. Okay. Oto.
Yes. Very good. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Ki, Bo, Shavat, Mi, Call, Malak, Toe.
Yes. Everyone look at it.
Melachto.
That's perfect. You did it perfectly. Melachto.
Asher, bara, el, oh gee whiz, el. Does that little dot go with the L? Is it
Yes,
L?
it does. Yes,
Okay.
it does. Because here's how you know, because the aleph has its own vowel. So where's the lamet's vowel?
Okay.
It has to have one.
Elohim, la, sot, la,
Yes.
sot.
Yes, let's go backwards. Last line, let's do, Sheila, do the last line of that again.
Again? Oh, because I was looking at something else, but okay.
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
do it.
yeah. Don't look.
No. I was questioning, so I was gonna ask you a question, but I'll go to the last line. Ki, vo, shavat, mikal, melach. This is the one I circled, because I
Okay.
would say melachato.
But
but
again, it's
you say,
malachto.
melach.
Malachto.
Could you just say again, why is not melachato?
Because it is. I'm so sorry. Because it isn't. It's malachto.
Because it is, that's it?
That's because my mother would say that. Yes.
Okay, all right, because I get confused when I'm supposed to.
Everybody does, but
Okay. Asher, bara, Elohim, la'asorot.
n-
No,
No.
no, it's not going to be that. La'asorot.
you had it mostly right before. La asot.
Oh, that's right. It's not.
You had it mostly right before. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Very
Yeah, but it
good.
was silent, so
Yeah. Okay, Michelle, go to the line ahead of that one.
Vayivarech Elohim et Yom Hashvi'i Vayikadesh Oso.
Oto.
Oto.
yeah.
I keep missing my T's and the S's
And
together because I
yes,
was.
make believe you're under 100 years old and don't mess them up anymore.
Can you just explain that second to the last word again? Because I stumbled over that one. With the yud, vayikra, vayikadesh.
Vic,
Vay-
no, say it. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. Asa, Elohim yet Yom Hashvi'i v'ya Kadesh. Vakadesh.
So there's nothing with the yud.
Don't bother with it. Vakadesh. You know what I did find? I'm looking for a word to help you. All right, I'm going to take something out of context. Don't make me, I won't make you crazy. I promise. But all right, I'll find it in a different prayer. We had it so often this morning. Page 46. I finally found a good explanation for something for you, Sheila.
Oh, my God, okay.
I know. Hold on. Page 46, 47.
So it's not Vayikadesh.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what-
It's not that it couldn't be. Let me just do like Hashemayim. Let me hear myself singing here. Elohim Yom Bayom Hashvi. Asher Asa Bayom Hashvi Lekol Lato Asa Asher Asa Elohim at Yom Hashvi V'Kadesh V'Kadesh Oto V'Kadesh Oto Kivo Shabbat Mikol Melakto Asher bara Elohim lasot. It is because it is. I love that excuse. My mother used to say it. I hate it when she said it. All right. I'll find it eventually. I had a lot of words today that had two shavas in the middle of the word next to each other.
Right.
And so the rule was when we saw that there were a ton of them, as soon as I figure out what page it was on this morning, I'm gonna find it. I'm not, it's gonna be too abstract if I just tell you. So when I find one of those words, it'll be, okay, I get it now.
It
Okay.
can't be either or.
No,
mean,
now in that
because-
case, it's not. In that case, you break up the syllable when you have, I'm just gonna make believe, I can't do it. So I'm just gonna make a word, okay? Be, be. All right. This is not really a fair thing to do. All right, I'm just making up a word. I hope it works. Can you see it? No, you can't even see it. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So if the first, you see that?
Mm.
No, you can't. See it.
yeah.
Ay, Margie, hold on a second. Okay. I can't, I shouldn't make up the same word. I should, but I am.
It was good. You just had to make it darker.
I am. I don't have a marker next to me. I'm with a friggin' pen here. Okay. So here you have, where is it? So the first letter is be, right? But the
Right.
two middle letters have shavas under them. And then you end with, who knows what the hell I ended it with, a tav.
A
Okay.
top.
So when you have that, watch me. Oh God, I should have made this much darker. When you have it two together, you put the first of the two with the first letter, with the letter in front of it, becomes
Okay.
one syllable.
Okay.
Then this guy now he gets to pronounce himself by himself.
Okay.
And then you finish it off. with
Elohim.
whatever.
So that
When
is
they're two
Bella.
together, the first of the two goes with the guy ahead of him, becomes a syllable. And then the next guy you get to say, like your
Stop.
Shema little
That's
world.
stop,
Right,
yeah.
right. There were a lot of examples on page who knows what. As soon as I,
That was
figure it out.
perfect.
Yes. So at least that cleared up those when they're two next to each other.
Watch me do
Maybe
it.
we'll be
all.
lucky and it'll be in the bottom. Okay. Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat. So let's do the bottom of page 58. And Vishamru, we can, you could sing it or say, oh, there we go. Hi, Robin. Hello.
Hi.
How are you, honey? Good to see you. I'm taking attendance somewhere only so I can call you. And, oh, I wrote that on the attendance sheet. Okay. Robin's with us. Good. I don't know if you've been catching up, Robin, but we'll be good with you. Don't worry.
I missed last week. I was visiting my parents.
Okay, so the only thing we learned last week is the final tsadi. And the
Okay.
tsadi, is a TZ sound, and the final is only at the end. It looks like a regular tsadi, but his line at the bottom goes down.
Okay.
And that's it. So it's an easy, and if we see one, we're gonna make sure Robin sees it. Okay, so let's do Vayachulu, page 58. I'm sorry, Vishamru, pardon me. We just did Vayachulu, and we'll do it again. But anyway, let's do the bottom and and everybody knows this because you sing it, but when you look at the words, you might be singing it wrong. So for all of that, Susan, why don't you start with Vishamru?
Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat.
Excellent. Okay, everybody got that? Let's do that line together.
Yes.
Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat.
Excellent. Vishamru V'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat. Just in case someone's listening to this after. Okay, so Robin, why don't you start with us? Second line, they're not numbered.
You're muted.
Oh, that's a good way to make no mistake.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm like, I'm reading the second line.
And you're
Thank
doing
you.
beautifully. I didn't hear
Alright.
one mistake.
Right, exactly. La'asot et ha-shabbat. Lido rotam.
Yes. And everyone look at it. There's your dalet and your resh next to each other. right there. Doesn't happen often, but it happens in that word. So now you see the difference. Go ahead.
Berit. Olam.
Olam, the world, the whole world, got the whole world in his hands. Okay, Michelle, we'll go to spirituals in a minute. Okay, line 3, which is not line, Michelle.
Beni, Ruvain,
Yes.
B'nai Yisrael, Ot, E, Leolam.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
E. Shay. Shet.
Yep.
Yamim. Sa.
Yep.
Ye.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, 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 nope.
Adonai.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Nope, nope, nope. Yeah.
Et ha-sha
Mahim.
ma-yim.
Right.
Hashemayim.
Hashemayim, there it is, right.
Ba'et ha'aretz. Ha'aretz.
Okay, and there it is, Robin. There's your final tzadi.
Got it.
And it looks like a backwards Y kind of a thing. Okay, not that you would confuse it, but if you look at an ayin at the last word of line 2, there's an ayin, and that looks like a Y, and this kind of looks like a backwards Y. Not that anyone mixes them up, but sometimes people do, you know, whatever trick. So there's your final tzadi. Okay, excellent. Okay, and who we have? Nancy, why don't you do the last line?
Uvayom hashavi'i shavat vayinafash.
That's right. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash. Remember, sound familiar? And
Mhm.
there it is. So let's attempt to sing this very slowly. Visham B'nai Yisrael et Hashabat La'asot et Hashabat Lidoratom Barit Olam Beni Beni Israel. I'm the wrong tune already. Odhi Leolam. Odhi Leolam. You know how it repeats it. Leolam. Da 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 da. Okay. Then you know you repeat this. We don't have the repeats in here. He sheshet yamim asa Adonai asa Adonai et hashamayim the et haaretz, and then you know how it repeats it. So these are just the verses, not the repeats. Okay. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash. We'll repeat it. Shavat vayinafash. Shavat vayin nafash vishamru. So these are the verses, and the top is like the chorus. Yisrael et hashabat lasot et hashabat lidoratom barit olam. And then these others are the verses. Then you repeat it, and then you go back to Vishamru. So you know how that goes in your shul, but this is the first 2 lines of the chorus, and these are the 3 lines of the song, you know, like each verse. Okay?
I'm having a problem distinguishing between the V and the N and the D.
Okay, the V is the vet. you
Not
mean?
the one, like the last word in the line,
Which line?
I, in the Vishamru. Vayina Bash.
Vayi na fash.
So that's a V.
Vayi, it's a Y. Yeah, I can say. Va yi na fash.
So what I'm saying is I'm having,
Because the yud has its own vowel, the vet gets to have its own.
it's not the yud, it's distinguishing between the V and the D and the R. I
And-
keep getting them confused, like
And
reading
again,
quickly.
on my, I don't have those cheat sheets. They're probably in my box here somewhere. I don't know where my markers are. But again, let me get, where's my markers here? Hold on. I know I have done these already, but let's just. All right, not great. In the box, they look similar, but the Dalid has a dent in it right here. The Resh is rounded in the corner. So that's how you remember. I'll make it fatter. I'm using my fat markers to move my house, packing all the boxes. So I'm using the big fat markers to do that. So let me make it as best as I can. So in the box, they almost look exactly the same. You're right, Michelle, except look at the top of the Dalid there. This is that's the difference. In that corner, there's like a little dent into that line on the top. And the Resh is totally rounded. Whoa, right there. See it?
You gave a good clue last time how to remember that, because in the English R, it's curved. So the rest is curved like an R.
Right. That's why I do it. I try to use the belly button because it's a B, the Resh is rounded, the Dalet has a dent. So, and you're right, so that's why sometimes when you see the font in the script in the book, in the Siddur, there's one word that has them right next to each other. Not in this prayer, perhaps, but we saw that before. Someone had it, I think. So you have to just be mindful of it. The same way as this morning-
Ladoratam, the
Oh, there it
second
was.
line
I
in
knew it was
Vishamru.
somewhere. Thank you. I knew we just saw it. In Vishamru, second line. Oh, there it is. That's right. The fourth word, Ladoratam. And there's the Dalet and the Resh right next to each other. And if you don't have your glasses on, you're going to think it's the same letter. You're right. It's just a matter of that. Now, today, somebody made a mistake. I'm going to do a bunch of them here. I've done this before on other sheets. A Vav, a Resh, and a Chainal Chaf. Wait, we can make it even more complicated. And a Yud. Right? So this gal was confusing the final Nun, which I made over here at the end, and the fatter version of the final Chaf. But she didn't understand when I said in my box, because they don't teach magic boxes in that class. That's why, to me, spatially, for a little kid, it's just nice to understand it's across the whole box and down. So she made a mistake from the final Chaf to that final Nun. And I said, it's just much skinnier, but it's the same shape. It's just how fat it is, how long it is, how wide, that. So, again, what was the first class I taught you? What is an A and a B and a D and a P and a Q? It's a circle and a line. And you just learned the lines on this side, the lines on that side, the line is short, the line is long. And you don't ever mix up a P and a Q and a B and a C, an A, because you just learned it. Same thing with this. So let us continue with checking, we're doing that, but I want to just skip so that I can do one thing to help Elizabeth out. I find my notes here. I got Where is unit 9, Margie Beth? This is 6. Oh my God, where'd 9 go? Here it is. Let's take a peek at page 60, because this is what you would be missing next week, Elizabeth, and I want you to have it, because
Thank you.
then you're home free. So we're skipping ahead. We're being very progressive today and proactive, even though we're going to go back to 8 and keep practicing, but you got to keep practicing. When we're done with this new thing, I think we're done with anything new. And I wanted to make sure you got it, Elizabeth. So when you have a het with a straight line under it, or an aleph with the straight line under it and the het next to it, it makes the word ach. It's the only time that it's the bottom up instead of the top down. It's not the consonant and the vowel, it's the vowel going upward to the letter. So a perfect example is the het with the ah under it. You would ordinarily say cha.
Yeah.
This is that one exception. I said there's always an exception. It's ah. And you just have to know when it is and when it isn't. Of course, you're gonna hate me for this. You just have to know. So you just are going to see it and just have to remember that it's not consonant vowel, it's vowel to the letter. It's the one exception, and this is the exception. So it's ach.
How do you say cha then? Is there a way to say it?
Maybe
Maybe not with that letter.
maybe not with that. Maybe then they'd use the chaf instead of the het.
Okay.
I guess we'd have to find a word that has it the other way, but maybe, again, I don't know how people spell half the words in English, let alone Hebrew. You know, why we have half the letters in English words that don't, they're silent. Why? Like even the word please, why is the A sitting in there? Like, why? It's just, so we'll have to find one that has that. So look at that, and you won't understand it until we start reading them. Aleinu lishabeach. Now you all know that, but now I want you to see it. Aleinu lishabeach. Okay, there it is. Look at unit 9, the top. The arrow is our goal words. So there it is. Aleinu lishabeach. And ordinarily, prior to this moment, you would say lishabecha.
Right.
It's the exception.
So Margie, line 1, that isn't chala.
It
Right.
is chala.
It's not achla.
That's what
How
I
do you
was wondering.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
That was my
Now, are
question.
they tricking us or they're not is a good question. Achla.
And like the next one is chana.
Right. But is it achna?
Is it only when it's at the end?
Right.
I'm trying to think. Yes, it is. Look at the bottom.
Oh.
Now we're going to read the rule. The rule at the bottom.
Okay.
I forgot to skim down.
Okay.
And ach comes at the end of the word.
And-
Only time
Okay.
they
All right.
vowel first
So we're only going to have that at the end. So it
Okay.
is chala,
and
it is chana, it is nachal, and it's bachar.
Bahar.
But go to the next line.
Lishabeach.
There you go.
Okay.
Koach,
Koach.
ha-me-ni-ach, u-me-ni-ach, no-ach.
Noach.
Okay?
Okay.
End of the word. That's the weird thing. Okay?
So line 1, the first word,
Chala. Now I don't know if that's it.
ha.
ha, not ha, not a.
Well, why is it not an H and it's a chet? Because the hey has a hole in it. Go back to those sheets I made you. They look exactly the same, don't they? I know I have sheets for all these silly little things that I've created for you guys. Where are my
Good
markers?
grief.
Where are my markers? Not a clue. Let's do that one again.
Hello.
I'm sorry to do this. I know I have sheets for these things. I'm gonna put 3 letters here. I know I've done these for you, but that's all right. Look at them. A hay has a hole in the line. The chet doesn't. So we don't care what doesn't, the hay has the hole. That's the trick. And the tav has a toe. Otherwise it looks like a chet. There's the same way as that these 5 letters look alike. These 3 letters look alike, the hay, a chet, and a tav. But the hay has the hole and the tav has a toe. It just does. So now let's take a look. And this way, Elizabeth, you are, other than studying Talmud when you leave. No, I'm kidding.
I have a question.
Yes.
Let's see. When there was one other rule, I think that was similar to that. When we have the final chaf, because I remember my son's name is Melech, but if you have an or something under it.
Then it has to have, right. If it ends with a final chaf, it just ends. But if it has a vowel in there, then it's cha or che or whatever.
Like that.
The vowel gets to be pronounced. If there's no vowel, it's just that cha
It's
sound.
not,
Right.
it's different, but-
So let's do page, even though we're going a little faster than we usually do, but I wanted Elizabeth to have all of this under her belt.
Thank you.
And so let's take a look and here, let's go to line 3. So Elizabeth, do line 3 and then you can see how it could have been both ways. When they have an equal sign, it's an equal in English, you know, so look at
And
those
it's
two
page
words.
60.
60, we're skipped right along here, sorry.
Okay. La Shabbat.
Nope.
Cha la Shabbat. La le sha bech. Beach. Le
There you
shabeach.
go. Say it again.
Le shabeach.
There you go.
Le shabeach.
Right. So it's telling you.
It's
And
the
don't forget the Shabbat at the beginning. The Shabbat is the first letter. Make it like a short I. Le. Le
Le.
shabeach. Le
Le sha-
shabeach.
Beach.
Why you spell one versus the other, we don't care. It's pronounced the same way.
Okay.
Got it? And do that last word on that line, line 3.
Le shabeach.
There you go. You just repeated it. I wanted to make sure you had it under your belt. Did
Thanks.
everybody see that? Last letter, with the aleph or without it, it's that combination. Okay, Michelle, do line 4. Same thing, another equal.
Koach. Koach. Koach.
Right. Koach. Everybody see it? Koach. Okay, very good. And here's some more of them. All right, Susan, do the 5th one.
Hamania.
Well, first of all, what's the vowel under the mem?
Hame ni eh. Hame ni eh.
No,
Hame.
no, like achu. I don't know.
Okay. Hame ni.
There you go.
Hamania. Hamania. I did all the Hamania.
Very, and now you got it. There you go. Very good. Janice, go ahead. Line 6.
Umeniach.
Good.
Umeniach. Umeniach.
Okay. Very, very good. Robin, do 7.
Noach, Noach, Noach.
Very good. And Sheila, you get the star words there. The
Yeah. Aleinu l'shabeach.
that's right.
What's the
Aleinu
star word though?
l'shabeach. There you go. Aleinu l'shabeach.
Yeah.
Those are the goal words, and there you said it beautifully. All right, let's continue. Janice, do line 9.
Ho,
Adonai.
Adonai, Bakoach.
Yes, very good. Nancy, 10.
Hameniach
Good.
le liamu lamu leamu
Le'amo.
lamo. Sorry, leamo. I knew that.
Gotta remember those vowels.
Yeah, leamo.
All right, Robin, we lost Susan for a second. So Robin, do line 11.
Umeniach.
Oh my God, I'm doing something.
Bikdusha.
Yep.
I have to go, I'm sorry.
Oh, goodbye. Have a good week. Good
You too.
Shabbat. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Susan.
Bye, Susan.
Okay. All right, line, I've lost track. Elizabeth, do 12.
Shabeach,
That's right.
Koach,
That's right.
Hameniach. Umeniach,
Good.
Noach.
Very good. Michelle, finish us up.
Noach, Ish, Sadiq.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so let us now, while we're still breathing and semi feeling proud of ourselves that we finished every letter, let's take a look at 61. And we're going to go back because I don't want to go through these prayers that quickly, but Aleinu. And there's music on page 62. You can play it with your flute or your recorder. I don't think so. Or your piano. I don't think 5th graders, who does recorders? 4th grade, 5th grade, I don't know. Aleinu. And these are just the words because the next page is the prayer. So these are just word phrases that it's not going to be in the order of the whole prayer. So let's go ahead, Robin.
Aleinu. Alechem. Shalom. Alechem. Aleinu. Lishabeach.
Trebian. Excellent. Go ahead, Sheila. Suck it to us. Here we go.
Okay. Adon, Akol, Adon, Olam.
That's right. These are going to be very familiar. They're not in context. They're all different parts of different songs and prayers that we've done. But it's a quick review before we start singing Aleinu or not singing it.
Do you do singing lesson?
It's on my. Okay, lady. Okay, Elizabeth, I think we're on 3. I've lost track.
Sure. Chel, Kenu, Go, Ra, Lenu, Sa-nu, Sa-ma-nu, Sam.
Very good. Nancy?
Go away.
Go away. Good.
Go away. Okay. Ha'aratzot.
Good.
Mishbochot.
Here it is. Hold, I'm not even listening to you. There's an example. Which Sheila go. You see 2 of those next to each other. I knew we'd find one eventually. So what did I say the rule was? The first one goes with the letter ahead of it. So the mem and the shin go together. The pay gets by itself, and then the last 3 are its own. So there you have, they're 2 in a row. See, you make if you were doing syllables, you'd have a line in between them. There you go.
Coat, is that right?
Mish pa,
Chot.
well,
Chot.
chot, yeah, mishpacha. Well, not a great example, but yeah.
Ha'adama.
Ha'adama. Okay.
And what was the first word in line 4? Go yay?
Go yay.
Right.
All right, Janice, do 5.
Shalo,
Yes,
Asanu,
yes.
Kigoyi. Is
Yay.
that right?
Go yay.
Kigoye, Ha'a, Ratson.
It's not a nun, it's a tav at the end. Ha'arat.
Ratsot.
There you go. There you go.
Ratsot.
Okay, Michelle?
Delo,
Yeah.
Samanu, Imishpachot, Ha'adama.
Anybody sounding familiar here, Nancy?
Shelo Sam Chelkenu Chachem.
Very good. There's your final mem. Don't confuse it with, and we shouldn't ever with that samach, which we haven't seen in 7 pages. I don't know where that samach went because it's not spelling any of these words. Sheila, line 8.
They go, Rolenu,
The go ra,
Ralenu,
right?
okay, Kahal,
Good.
Hamone, Nam,
There you go. There's your final
Hamonam.
mem. Good.
Mhm.
Hamonam.
Right.
Excellent. Go ahead, Robin.
Anachnu,
Yes.
Korim,
Korim.
Korim, Lifnei.
Perfect. Perfect. Janice?
Jen,
Yeah.
Melech, Malke, Hamlachim, Hakadosh, Baruch Hu.
Okay, a little more. Okay. A
Can
little
I
more.
ask a question about 9?
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Anachnu Korim. Why is it that way? I have no idea. It just says Anachnu
Yes, because
Korim.
isn't it,
Lifnei.
shouldn't it, with the Shvat on the bottom, shouldn't it be like Kor and then Im?
It's ko. First of all, the first one.
Ko.
It is Korim. You're not going to say Koreim. It's just, there's not a reason. It's just how you say it.
Okay,
Korim.
Korim.
Okay. And that goes to like all those other examples. Sometimes you say it and
It
sometimes
is what it is.
It is what it is. I've lost track. Go ahead, Michelle. Do line 12. I have no idea where we are.
11.
We're on
11.
11.
11, pardon me. Sorry. Thank you, ladies. 11, Michelle.
Nimelech, Malche, Hamlachim, Hakadosh, Baruch Hu.
There you go. Sounds very familiar, right, Michelle?
Well, I'm cheating because I'm singing it in my head.
Of course. We'll try now. I'm going to have you make it. I'm going to make you read it backwards. That'll teach you. Then you have to really read it. Okay, Elizabeth, 12.
Bahaya, Adonai, Melech, Om,
Bayom.
Bayom,
Yeah.
thank you. Ha'u,
Yeah. Hahu.
Hahu, Ye, Yeh, Adonai, Echad.
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 All right. That's all right. Janice, finish us off at the bottom.
Adonai echad, ushmo echad.
Excellent. Excellent. Are we going too fast? Everyone's okay with this? This way we're, we're getting to get Elizabeth on the right page. All right. So we're going to end today with just one try of Aleinu. All right.
What page?
Page 62. And then next week, we're going to review these because I know we went through them quickly, but I wanted to make sure she was on the same page.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so Aleinu
Aleinu
La'adon Hakol Latate
Gedula
Liotzer
Bereshit
Shalom Asanu Kigoye Ha'aratot Vilmo Samanu Kamish Kahot Ha'adama Shalom Elkeinu Ahem V'Goraneinu Kechol Amonim. Bend in your bow. Don't bother. V'Anachnu Korim Usha. Go ahead. Umodim. Stop living.
Hakadosh
And there are times you break into Shemayim, but there are times you don't. So you follow the lead, because when you're doing a mincha service, they don't do that part. But on Shabbat, they do. So don't start singing loudly the next part until you know what's going to be happening. Okay, let's stop. And I know we're going to come back to this. Okay, because it's almost Shabbat. Well, not really. It's 5 more minutes. So Elizabeth, thank you for taking the class, and have a fabulous trip to Switzerland.
Have a fabulous trip. Have a safe
Yes.
trip.
Yes.
Great
Safe
trip.
Wonderful
travels.
time.
Safe
Thank you.
trip. Give yourself
Um,
a lot of time to come out of the Europe to, I got to look to go 3 hours in advance a few weeks ago and almost missed my flight.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it was just Charles de Gaulle, but don't, they say 3 hours, give it 3.5. The most that could happen is you have a cup of coffee if you're finished through.
Mhm.
Doesn't happen when you're leaving here, but when I was coming home, 3 hours, and they held up planes. We were almost
Also,
missing my flight.
holiday weekend.
And I was on first class and had priority and I have global entry. I have everything, but I almost missed my flight. So, so just be
Ugh.
careful going home, wear your mask, and don't get monkeypox.
Thank
Oh,
you.
my
Oh, God.
And I'll miss all you guys. It's so
Yes.
nice having this on as the close to the week. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank
Have a
you. Thank
wonderful
you.
time.
So I'll
Thank
see
you.
the rest of you next week. We have 2 more classes. We'll just keep reviewing. All I can ask of you is just keep reviewing these.
Mhm.
And so the more times you say it, the more times you'll be more fluid.
That's
And
so true.
have a fabulous Shabbat, everybody, and I'll see you next week.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Thank
shalom,
you,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.